Ever wondered why some relationships seem to crumble despite good intentions? Today we delve into some unusual signs that a relationship might not stand the test of time. It's not always the grand gestures or glaring conflicts that signal the end. Sometimes it's the subtler signs that we tend to overlook. These are the silent alarms that, when ignored, could lead to the eventual demise of a relationship. In this exploration, we'll cast light on some of these less common indicators. From the underappreciated importance of self-love to the avoidance of future talk, from stagnation in personal growth to the absence of trust, we'll dissect these signs that are often brushed under the carpet. These indicators may seem insignificant at first glance, but they hold the potential to make or break a relationship. So, buckle up as we navigate these often neglected territories of romantic relationships. Stay tuned as we uncover these signs that could save you from a potential heartache. The first sign is a lack of self-love. Now, this might not be an obvious sign to many, but it carries immense weight. It's a notion that's often overlooked, and yet it can be the root cause of many relationship problems. Let's unpack this, shall we? What does a lack of self-love look like? It might manifest as low self-esteem, a constant need for validation, or a tendency to criticize oneself harshly. When an individual doesn't value themselves, they might find it challenging to believe that someone else could. This self-doubt can create a sense of insecurity, leading to an unhealthy dependency on their partner for validation and approval. Imagine a scenario where one partner constantly seeks reassurance, questioning the other's feelings incessantly. It can be draining, can't it? It's like trying to fill a cup with a hole at the bottom. No matter how much love and affirmation is poured in, it's never enough. It's a cycle that can lead to resentment and exhaustion. Moreover, there's an old adage that goes, "You cannot pour from an empty cup." It means that one cannot give what they do not have. If a person doesn't love themselves, how can they genuinely love another? Love isn't merely a feeling, it's a practice, a deliberate act of kindness, respect, and care. And if one doesn't practice these principles towards themselves, they might find it difficult to extend them to others. Also, a lack of self-love can hinder personal growth. It can prevent an individual from recognizing their potential and pursuing their passions. This stagnation can create an imbalance in the relationship, with one partner growing and evolving while the other remains stuck in their insecurities. So, what can be done about this? The first step is recognizing the issue. If you or your partner struggle with self-love, it's important to address it. Seek professional help if necessary. Practice self-care, set boundaries, and cultivate a healthy relationship with oneself. Remember, love starts with oneself. If it's missing, it could be a red flag. So, take heed and ensure that self-love is a cornerstone in your relationship. After all, it's the foundation upon which all other love is built. The second sign is dodging discussions about the future. You see, when we're in a relationship, it's not just about the here and now. It's also about the what's next. If your partner seems to avoid or even become uncomfortable when the conversation shifts towards the future, it may be a sign that they're not thinking long-term. This doesn't necessarily mean they need to have a detailed 5-year plan laid out. But a healthy relationship often involves some level of future-oriented discussions. It could be as simple as planning a vacation, discussing moving in together, or even just talking about where you see yourselves in a couple of years. However, if your partner constantly deflects these conversations or changes the subject, it might indicate they're not fully committed to a future with you. They might be living in the moment, enjoying the relationship for what it is now, without considering what it could become. In contrast, when both partners are willing to envision and plan a future together, it's a strong indication that they see each other as integral parts of their lives moving forward. It shows they're willing to invest time, effort, and emotions into building a lasting relationship. Of course, it's important to note that everyone has their own pace when it comes to discussing the future. Some people might need more time to feel comfortable broaching such topics. So it's key to approach these conversations with patience and understanding. However, if your partner consistently avoids future talk, even after a considerable amount of time has passed, it might be a red flag. It could suggest they're not seeing the relationship as something that could grow and evolve over time. They might be content with the status quo, which might not align with your expectations of progression and growth within the relationship. So remember, the willingness to discuss and plan for the future can be a strong sign of commitment and investment in a relationship. But if your partner consistently avoids these discussions, it might hint at a lack of commitment. Avoidance of future talk might hint at a lack of commitment, so keep an eye out for this sign. The third sign is a lack of personal growth. Now, this can be a subtle one, but it's vital to pay attention to. It's about you, your partner, and how both of you are evolving as individuals within the relationship. In a healthy relationship, you and your partner should inspire each other to grow and improve. This isn't about getting a promotion at work or ticking off items on a to-do list. It's about becoming better versions of yourselves, developing your skills, expanding your perspectives, enhancing your emotional intelligence, and deepening your understanding of each other and the world around you. When this growth is missing, when you find that you're the same person you were 1, 2, or 3 years ago, it's a sign that something might be amiss. Perhaps you're not being challenged or encouraged to step out of your comfort zone. Maybe your partner isn't providing the support or motivation you need to pursue your passions or meet your goals. Or it could be that the relationship itself is consuming so much of your time and energy that you're neglecting your personal development. Now, this isn't to say that you should be constantly striving for perfection or feel pressured to change who you are. Not at all. Personal growth is about embracing the journey of self-improvement, not the destination. It's about fostering an environment where both you and your partner feel empowered to learn, grow, and become the best you can be. So take a moment and ask yourself, are you growing as a person? Is your partner growing? Are you both evolving together, inspiring each other to be better? Or are you stuck in a rut, repeating the same patterns, living the same stories over and over again? Remember, a relationship should be a safe haven for personal growth, a place where you can be your true self and still aspire to be more. It's about mutual encouragement, shared dreams, and a commitment to be there for each other through all the ups and downs of this journey. Stagnation in personal growth is a sign that the relationship might not be as nurturing as it should be. So keep an eye out for this sign, and remember, it's never too late to start growing. The fourth sign is an absence of trust. Now, this one is a bit like the elephant in the room. We all know it's there, yet we often choose to ignore it, hoping that it will somehow disappear. But let's face it, trust, or rather the lack of it, can make or break a relationship. Trust is the backbone of any relationship. It's the invisible thread that binds two people together. It's the silent assurance that you have someone in your corner, someone who has your back, no matter what. It's the comforting knowledge that you can depend on that person, come rain or shine. Without trust, a relationship is akin to a ship without a compass, lost in the vast ocean of uncertainty. But how does one recognize the absence of trust? It manifests itself in different ways. It could be the constant need to check your partner's phone, the incessant questioning about their whereabouts, or the nagging doubt that lingers in your mind, even when they've given you no reason to doubt them. These are all signs of a lack of trust. When trust is missing, even the smallest of issues can blow up into major conflicts. The absence of trust creates a breeding ground for insecurity, jealousy, and resentment, which can slowly but surely gnaw away at the relationship. It's like a termite infestation, silently causing irreversible damage. Remember, trust isn't just about being truthful or faithful, it's about feeling secure in your relationship. It's about knowing that your partner respects you enough to be honest with you, to keep their promises, and to value your feelings and opinions. It's about being able to share your deepest fears, your wildest dreams, and your most embarrassing moments without fear of judgment or ridicule. And once trust is broken, it's incredibly hard to rebuild. Like a shattered mirror, even if you manage to piece it back together, the cracks will always be visible. So, if you find yourself in a relationship where trust is absent, it's a sign that it may not last. Without trust, a relationship is like a car without fuel. It simply won't go far. In conclusion, recognizing these signs early on can save you from prolonged heartache. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed. Self-love is the cornerstone of any relationship. Without it, we risk losing ourselves in the pursuit of another's approval. We also touched on the avoidance of future talk. A relationship without plans for the future is like a ship without a compass. It's bound to drift aimlessly. We then discussed the importance of personal growth. A relationship should encourage us to become the best versions of ourselves, not stifle our potential. Lastly, we delved into the absence of trust. Without trust, A relationship is as fragile as a house of cards, ready to topple at the slightest breeze. These signs are not always obvious, but taking the time to spot them could save us a world of pain. So keep these signs in mind and remember, a healthy relationship should always bring out the best in you.